Vinyl community on YouTube. I boarded a train to go down to a city called Hudiksvall, or Hudik as it often is shortened. It's a town that is much smaller than Stockholm. From where I live, it is only an hour train ride down. Nice little Saturday trip. I've been in Hudiksvall before once, and pretty much luck then, and found a lot of good stuff there. So I thought it was a good idea to, when they had very cheap prices on travels down to Hudiksvall, thought it was a good idea to go down and check for records. And I'm taking you with me again on this trip. Hudiksvall, a very ancient city, a very beautiful city, and often called Glada Hudik, the happy Hudik. Well, let's see what Hudiksvall has to offer. .45. I'm here in Hudiksvall Central Station. It's a beautiful sunny day today. Real nice day for a little trip. So this is a very beautiful town. Discovered when I was here 2.5 years ago, that the buildings here are very magnificent. Might be a small town, but the houses are very beautiful, like the one there. So it's going to be very interesting. There are no real record shops, record stores here in Hudiksvall, but close enough. There is one store here that combines and sells old vinyls and CDs and VHS and DVDs, and it's a half record store actually. I was pretty shocked when I was here 2.5 years ago and saw this place. So pretty close to record store, you might say, and I'm going to visit that right now. You see pictures of Hudiksvall at the internet or at postcards and so on. This might be the most ordinary view. This river and the old houses on each side. I'm going to confess I don't have just as much knowledge about Hudiksvall as I have about Stockholm, since it's the second time I'm here only. But I think definitely, well, there goes the train. I think that This is very, very beautiful. One of the most beautiful sights in Sweden, actually, especially at summertime, of course, when the trees are green. But you see boats here even in November. So we'll take a look around. Very nice statue, and there is the house with the bell. I think this is an old British pub, actually, here in Sweden. Afternoon tea, Saturdays, 4 to 17. There's the town church. Very nice one. I visited at least outside when I was here last time. So very nice old houses, which is why I like this town, actually. Very beautiful, very ancient built. This actually is Hudiksvall's town square. It's not big, but interesting. These statues here is, again, I confess I have tried to read about it. It's supposed to be Harlequin and Pierrot from Commedia dell'arte, the old ancient play. We made a statue of it and put a little Christmas decorations here. Christmas actually is 1 month away. Can you believe it? that was fun. I bought for a little bit more than expected, but I'm here not all that often in this city, so why not? Depeche Mode, Some Great Reward, wanted it on vinyl, and I already have it on cassette, but now I have it on vinyl. With that, I have all 80s Depeche Mode albums on vinyl, including including the Violator also. Thelma Houston, Ride to the Rainbow, a Motown release. No, not a Motown release. Glass Tiger, Diamond Sun. Simple Minds, Live in the City of Lights. One of the best live albums ever. Sheila E. The Glamorous Life. Supremes, Without Diana Ross. 70s, Shirley Sharon Shire. Singles, Luther Vandross, Janet Jackson. Dan Reed Network, Get to You. 80s 10cc, Don't Turn Me Away. Lionel Hampton in concert, Olympia. Martin Briley, Salt in My Tears. Swedish, JorgenS from Blue Swede. Vill du inte ha mina kissar, don't you want my kisses? And the crown jewel. Look at this. Collector's limited edition of the Carpenters Transmission, a live concert from 1972 in Japan, including also video on it. It's a combined CD and DVD. And book also. $5. And some CD singles also. Mariah Carey Fantasy, Dido White Flag. And this CD singles only costed me 10 cents. Ace of Base Unspeakable, Basic Elements, Swedish Eurodance, Queen of Love. Ace of Base, hello, hello. Talking very late Ace of Base here. Intergalactic, Beastie Boys, Summer Nostalgia from 98. Apollo 440, Raw Power, Raw Power. Captain Hollywood Project, Flying High. And Eurodance, gotta love it. Ace of Base again. Beautiful Morning. Martin Svensson, not a huge fan of his, but this is a really great song. Alltid Vara Din, a real disco knockout. And To Unlimited, the real thing. So, I'm gonna try to find Hudiksvall now here. You remember the place that I went in Hudiksvall where I was when I was filming my first video with this iPhone. I'm trying to find the Hudiksvall version of Hudiksvall. Hello! Erikshjälpen! Where are you? Erikshjälpen! Ta-da! Seek and you will find. I finally found it. Erikshjälpen, Hudiksvall. Let's go inside. Take a little bit of a look around. There's beautiful houses here in Hudiksvall, and see here, a nice little trip, went perfectly well to go to places in a city that I've only been twice, and still I managed to find it. Use cooperation, your place or mine. I think I'm soon going to have a complete use cooperation, and that only almost within a year. This is a little special one, Scooby-Doo. I remember this series of the Swedish records with Scooby-Doo from my childhood, and other recordings still have that one from when I was in kindergarten. So this is nostalgia, this series. Teddy Pendergrass, Love Language, 94. Pure soul music. Not a guilty pleasure, but it is a band that I don't think many connects with me. I'm not a fan of boy bands, not at all. I don't like boy bands at all, hardly. But one exception, there is one boy band that I actually think has done a lot of great songs, and that is Take That. Because they mix up with a lot of 70s feeling and soul feeling in it. So many of the Take That songs from 92, 93, 94 is actually good. And I managed to find a whole bunch of them. Could it be magic? Babe. Pray. And Relight My Fire together with Lulu. Martin Ljung, Swedish comedian. Kanonkungen. And on the other side, Vi ska klara av det. Nice to my collection of Swedish comedy. Swedish singer Irma, Vem är du? Who are you? The single I wanted to have. And one I think I was most happy about, new music from A to B album, and The World of Water, 1980, synth pop in its glory. Looks like a pretty nice trip. I'm hungry. I want something to eat. Yum yum. It's time for another search. This time Red Cross. When I was here last time, I was at that place. They didn't have anything other than typical flea market records then, but who knows? It was a while, so they might have gotten in better stuff right now. Wow, this was amazing. The Red Cross overall was pretty, so far the most boring stack of records, with the exception from 4 records that I must say almost stood over everyone. I was very, very surprised and happy. Greatest Hits by Chicago. I normally wouldn't need that one if it wasn't for the fact that it is being labeled as Chicago 9 and I gotta have it for the collection. But still, very fun to find. But how about this one? You see, the soundtrack for the movie Short Ice, never heard of it, but it's performed by Curtis Mayfield and released on Cartoon. I did not expect that one. And double album classical music with Arthur Rubinstein that plays Frédéric Chopin. Normally I wouldn't buy that maybe. It's only for the fact that the recordings, as you can see, are from the 30s. And I like classical music that are a bit older. So this one was very surprisingly, because I haven't bought a classical album with the older recordings for very, very long. And aside from, and also, yeah, sorry. If I can find it. Robin, self-titled from 2008. My favorite soul and electro girl from Sweden. And I'm a little bit unsure. I bought this just for safety, because I'm not sure whether I have this one or not. I don't recognize the sleeve, so it might be that I don't have it. If I do, I take that. It was just $1. And aside from the records, a whole bunch of comics. James Bond. Trying to collect these old James Bond comics that I used to read in the 90s when I was a comic collector. I'm not anymore all that much, but I do like these James Bond comics. So, what a nice day. Well, I'm back home again after my trip to Hudiksvall. I'm sorry it ended a little suddenly. My battery on my iPhone all of a sudden ended. So I couldn't film anymore. What I did afterwards was went down to the port, sat down, watched the sunset and read a James Bond magazine. Then I had a pizza for dinner, and then it was time to go home. So and I sat at the train listening to the Carpenters record, and it is fantastic, great live album. Even though the Carpenters aren't exactly a live album in my opinion, but it was a really great concert nonetheless, and those 60s. That 60s medley that nearly destroyed the other album that I bought in Stockholm for me actually became a bit better in live versions. So it worked here actually. It was a great concert nonetheless. So really great to have it. I'm soon also will sit down and read the little book also, of course. But it was a great trip. It was a really great trip and a needed trip to just go away and have a Saturday when you just relax in another city. So and go by train. I love go by train. I think you know that by now. So it was a great Saturday. Hudiksvall is very small. Normally too small for me. I would not live there. If I would live there, I would be pretty annoyed by the time of the very little amount of second-hand store there that actually is in the central area of Hudiksvall. It's enough to go there once a year or something like that and see what they've gotten in. But today I have struck gold once again. Really nice collection of both CD singles, of vinyl singles, of full-length vinyls, and a fantastic CD with Carpenters as the icing of the cake. So with that, I hope that you have enjoyed my little trip to Hudiksvall. And until next time, have a really nice time wherever you are, and so long.